What is up, world of the living? My name is Lex, and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. No, this is the wrong emote. This one, this one. Hi, hello. How you doing? I'm doing pretty solid, and the last couple videos, the reason I'm doing pretty solid right now is because in the last couple of videos we were able to absolutely restore my netherite and diamond gear thanks to the villagers that Liara put into the Silent Whisperer designed and produced the villager trading hall. And this is pretty glorious, if you ask me. This is an incredible place which I love spending time in because I can just make myself so much richer in an instant. But hey, look, listen, look, it's fine. This place is at the same time still a little bit unfinished. Now, Liara is not to blame. All the villagers that she brought in are perfectly fine and functional. We got every kind of villagers we could ever wish for. Silent is not to blame, the redstone is functioning perfectly, and we got all the villagers in place, and we're fine, we won't need any more of that. There is a different culprit in here, and that culprit is my sorry butt, who has taken quite a few months to finally finish the roof of this area, or you know, rather, to not finish the roof of this area, and that's just not good. That's my fault, and I apologize, and I'm so sorry, and I've let down my friends. And I gotta rectify this, especially because right now I'm rocking netherite armor that I wouldn't have if not for Silent and Liara. Today I felt like, yeah, let's rectify this quite a bit. Let's finish up what we've set up to do. And what we've set up to do is actually quite interesting, if you don't mind coming with me on a short memory lane down how this project actually was dreamt up. Okay, so this entire area is actually more or less divided between the two overall themes. Three overall themes, if you really want to stretch it. One is Pirate Land, that's down there. It's this little bit, this little down. I still owe Silent Whisperer a giant cannon that I wanted to build on top of that. And this area is actually looking rather nicely. Wait a second, let me just zoom in for a moment. Since when is there another portal in that candle? Anyway, that is generally where I live, and you can tell by it being not lit up and not suited for, you know, human living in anywhere. In the meantime, there's this common area that we've created, which I think I call Punk Town or something like that. Punkopolis or something like that. And Liara has been calling it Junk Town or whatever, and that's the idea. You see the buildings in the background? That was supposed to be Pripyat style, you know, brutalism remnants of a burnt out, scorched town of ghosts and rumors. At the same time, this area down here was supposed to be one of those houses, but reclaimed by the local cyberpunks or whatever, who have created a hideout in it. And at one point slain a giant snake that came out of the ground, and it fell on the roof and broke the roof. Which is why there's a giant snake skeleton on the thing. All of these things made it kinda hard to build around this area. Those are not easy themes to follow. But still though, I think we can at the very least attempt to. And that's really what building for me at the very least is all about, is you attempt stuff and it works or doesn't, and if it doesn't, you just keep attempting stuff until it does. So what I'm gonna do is, I do not actually have a creative copy of this world with like an exact plan, but I do have a vision and an idea and a spirit and a shameless amount of brick blocks that I stole from villagers who really didn't deserve me stealing from them. So I'm just gonna start blasting, placing, and all that kind of stuff. And the best part about it is, because this project is functionally complete, I won't have to worry about anything at all. I can cover every single block, every single place, every single thing in whatever materials I want, as long as I keep the villagers safe from the zombies. I'm perfectly fine and I have my right to do this. So, let's see what I can do. This is where there would be a time-lapse by my laptop. I updated Minecraft and we're running on an outdated version of the server at the moment because the current one is buggy and glitchy, so sorry about that. No musical interlude right now. Or will there be? No, there won't. So, quite a few stacks of blocks placed, and this is only the beginning, but you can already tell, right, where we're going. As far as ruined, this is pretty ruined. I ruined the crap out of that roof. But also, I feel I did something quite interesting here, because if we once again zoom in, we'll see that as the snake goes, there are spots of black, black stone, and of course the basalt peering in here and there. There are a couple of spots where I will absolutely definitely just cover the entire area in brick, and that is that area down there. And there are also a couple of spots where I decidedly will intentionally not do so, and that is the couple of spots, the towering wall down here and the whatever it is on this area, because on that side the build actually looks quite different than from any other. If you excuse me pillaring down for a moment, because naturally I don't have any fireworks left because of my money is in a vault in safe. Yeah, looking at it, you can tell that there are supposed to be unique facades on this side of the building. They just didn't really survive whatever, you know, doom and disaster befell this area at one point. Maybe something to do with giant snake demons or whatever. Point is that this is the side on which I want to actually potentially continue this over the roof in the upwards and make it look like there have been an extra story up there, like an extra level of the building. And it just kind of got absolutely devastated by whatever fell onto the thing. Also, extra tallness, extra vertical energy will be very much appreciated down here and down here, because on the frontal view, which really is the one view that I really am bothered about here, is this area. It's gonna look pretty different, and it's gonna look pretty impressive, and it's gonna look pretty nice, but it needs something to balance out the large horizontal that we already established. And also, I need to just skedaddle from here and stop showing you this, because I'm pretty sure zombies have already spawned on the roof that I just built, and are probably already falling into the villager trading hall itself. Well, having retiled most of the roof by now, I have just rewatched all of my, clips for this video, and I realized that, no, the entire horizontal to, vertical energy beat that I was just talking about might be absolutely incomprehensible to people who are not me. So I decided that maybe it's about time I brought back something that some of the newer viewers might not actually be familiar with, and that is Blueprint Mode, baby! That's right! Blueprint Mode is where I just take a screenshot of whatever it is I'm building and export it into an art program and just draw on top of it, trying to figure out what is it I really want to put together. It's actually something I would recommend you try doing yourself, just like sketching things on paper, just like doing actual blueprints of your builds, just like putting together giant spreadsheets of what kind of materials you're gonna get. This is pretty efficient, and this is pretty good, and this is pretty useful, even if you don't actually have a pen tablet, unlike me, which I do. I'm kind of a little bit too lazy to actually pull it out right now, so maybe I'll just do Blueprint Mode with a mouse, never know. And before you ask, I'm using Paint Tool Sai. You can use whatever it is you want. This is just, you can do whatever. This is basically just doing this kind of chicken scratch, and oh my lord, drawing with a mouse is so painful. Why did I decide to do this? Well, too late to actually think. So, what I was talking about is actually how here, this line, and this line, create a lot of horizontal energy, a lot of just, hey, this entire building is sideways kind of deal. And that's fine. Sometimes you do really want that, but looking at it from like afar or looking at it at all, you will get the impression that this is a very flat build. This is a very parallel to the ground kind of situation. And meanwhile, in the distance, we have some other energy being distributed by the vertical builds here, right? The giant monoliths of the past that have been hollowed out by whatever explosion blew out every single light bulb in the city. And these, you would think, would contact really well, but unfortunately the situation really is that because depth of vision exists and is a thing, it's kind of ruins that effect, and these ones you can tell are not a part of this building whatsoever. We need something on this level to balance this out, and I would think that these pillars I installed would be precisely that. But unfortunately somehow they don't really provide enough to break this apart. Maybe because, and specifically because, the build itself is quite sporadic in the materials that it uses. So the patterns take a little bit longer and a little bit more hard for you to figure out, for you to catch on. So what I suggest we do is I suggest we go just, alright, you want vertical? Here you go. Here's a ruin of a building of the like higher stories, and here's a ruin of a building of a higher story. And the best part about it is that it doesn't have to be like one story at all. This actually could be several half ruined and absolutely devastated stories that have been only kept up by, you know, a little bit of prayer, spit and duct tape. We're building a ghost of a building by this point. And I think that's actually quite fun, because building ruined things is just entirely so much fun. If you never tried, do give it a go. Because ruining something in Minecraft, as opposed to, you know, just building a pristine and nice thing, already insinuates that you've put some thought in it. It adds a lot of history, because you look at something that's broken, and sometimes your mind instantly goes, well, I wonder how that got broken. And I mean, gee, the giant snake skeleton might have something to do with it, but you do you, buddy. Theorize as much as you want. But really the best part about actually having a post-apocalyptic theme for anything is not just building broken stuff, it's building broken stuff that's been reclaimed. Because that's the thing, if there's no people around to post-apocalypse with you, then why are you even building anything, right? So you get to add maybe wires and all the kind of antennas that the people have installed up here. Banisters that are hanging around telling other survivors that, hey, there's life down here. Come over. Bring your stuff. We need stuff, okay? You might wanna add like defense structures or overtuned vehicles somewhere around. Or not overtuned vehicles, re-outfitted to fit a new purpose. We can do a lot, basically is what I'm saying, and we won't be doing a lot actually. We'll be doing the bare minimum, which is this and this. And I'm hoping that this will be pretty nice looking. There's certainly a lot of potential to the mesa we have founded quite a while ago. I just hope it pans out. And having put something like that together, the differences are almost subtle, and I kind of hate that. I hate when you talk like the big talk during the planning stage to the audience, and then you throw together several stacks of blocks. You just go absolutely block vomit on several things. You go, okay, we're gonna do contrast here, just correlating colors here, do this and that, and the result is like, yeah, what did you change? Well, my dearest viewer, if you must ask, I added this little towery structure down here, and I added a little bit of depth by adding this ruined wall and tying just the rest of the roof more or less together. There's this flat area which I can still build something on if I really want to. I would actually want to try to put together a secondary camping grounds on top of here. Maybe several campfires, maybe several like roofed up areas with the banisters. Kind of like people using the banisters as roofs and to cover up from the rain or wind or whatever. Basically to create tents. But even right now, I do like where this went. And I especially like the effect I put together over here that you don't really see from the down low unless you're flying by. And that is these iron bars sticking out of the walls here and there. The little depth added by the walls of brick instead of just regular stuff. Kind of adding just half a block of inward out, you know, that kind of stuff. The little rhubarb that I added here and there as the iron bars. Yeah, this is working out. This is pretty good. But at the same time, if it's not really doing anything for you right now, I cannot blame you at all. This is all kind of subtle and kind of useless, to be completely honest. But hey, at the very least, I did accomplish what I set up to accomplish with the roof. It's complete. And it has no, like, holes through which the phantoms or zombies could get you. And it's, despite actually not having any holes, it looks devastated. This roof, yeah, it looks absolutely borked. Which, now that I think about it, goes quite a bit against what the building beside it, behind it, kind of does. You see? You see what I'm talking about, right? This is all detailed and block vomit and broken apart and all, you know, very, very dispersed. Meanwhile, the building behind it, you know, the big brutalism one, looks basically untouched. I mean, outside of the windows missing, that area down there, yeah, it's just perfectly fine. Just a perfectly fine building standing there in the middle of cataclysmic area. So, let's fix that, shall we? Hey, bud, can I have some gunpowder for a moment? Thank you. Whoop! Man, basalt is really not blast resistant, is it? Oh god, this is like 4 TNT explosions and a little bit of pickaxing, and the place looks absolutely devastated. I don't know if that's something about, like, my human city brain being just like, oh, I recognize that as a building. And building aren't supposed to have holes in it. But at the same time, no, this is really working for me. I don't know, is this working for you? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments, because once again, I feel very confident in basically everything I said or done today. But at the same time, I really need a second opinion, because the imposter syndrome is hitting me really hard right now. And also I'm a little bit sick, so my brain and well, what were we talking about? I'm sorry, I forgot. Point being, we got quite a significant messed up building in the for a backdrop, and we got quite a significant messed up building for a front drop. That's not a thing, but you know, you get what I'm saying. We got this area now sheltered in. We'll have to do something with the roof though, because this is not really presentable at the moment. And all the villagers are now safe from us dragging phantoms down to them. Villagers are just safe from having to tolerate us and phantoms fighting in front of them, basically. This did nothing to ensure the villagers' safety. If anything, this is actually a hazard, because now zombies will not burn on the inside. But they can't really get here anyway, so I don't really care. So, hopefully Iron Silent will like these. For now, that's gonna be it for today. So thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been SloyXP. This has been truly Bedrock. Quite a bit of building done, and I'm really happy for it. But that's gonna be it for today. To be continued. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.